Well, for kids and big kids, it is just not a Royal Melbourne show without spending a couple of hours at the carnival. And there's a carnival operator that we thought we'd talk to today who should be celebrating 100 years of his family involvement with the Royal Melbourne show. Les Chant, or Chipper as you're best known, where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining you from our property in Diggers Rest, where we've sort of been under lockdown for quite some time now, just mainly maintaining the rides rather than working them at the Royal Melbourne show this year.
And if you were going to the show this year, would you be taking one ride, two rides? How many rides?
Normally we have around 40 attractions with rides and games at the show. And this year we would have been debuting, hopefully, our brand new Ferris wheel that arrived a couple of weeks before the Royal Easter show and hasn't been worked yet because of the whole country went into lockdown over COVID-19.
So where did it arrive from, and what would it have done this year by now had everything gone ahead as normal?
So it came from Holland, from a company called Mondial, which are the best manufacturers of Ferris wheels in the world. It's a mobile Ferris wheel on 3 semi-trailers, comes in like a Meccano set transformer, and all the trailers join it all folds up. It's 40 metres tall, 26 gondolas, holds an average to 150 to 200 people. Full wheelchair access, all the latest technology, and hopefully would have debuted at Sydney Royal Easter Show, and then we had a spot up on the coast for it for a few months, and then to the Ekka, and then to the Royal Melbourne show.
So it would have brought a lot of smiles to a lot of faces by now, but unfortunately it's hauled up in a shed at the moment. I'm curious to know, your job is actually to put smiles on the faces of children and parents alike. Do you have some favourite memories at shows around Australia?
I don't have favourite ones, but they're all great memories. Everywhere we go, we're about creating fun and we're creating memories. And you see lots of people come to the show. They're excited. They're happy. The kids, for their first time, see everything. It's a marvellous job, and it's a really good thing and a great pleasure to see the happiness we put on everyone's faces and to the families.
I'm not sure if people realise quite a lifestyle commitment it is being a carnival operator. Your life is very much on the road, and it's part of your blood, I guess. Your family's been doing this for generations. Where does it all begin for the Chant family?
Well, this year would have marked our 100th year anniversary working the Royal Melbourne show. So my grandfather started it, then it went on to my mum and dad, and then to myself, and then my son. Well, I've got 3 sons and 2 daughters, and I'm sure a couple of them will take on the tradition. So it's definitely in the blood. It's something that we know, that's all we've ever done, sort of thing. And it's just like any other lifestyle. Like most of the kids follow in mum and dad's footsteps, don't they?
I reckon there are boys and girls out there that are listening to this thinking, I'm so jealous. Imagine if I got to go to shows year round and be with the rides that my family take to those shows. How do kids get educated on the road when they're at shows all the time, or they just have fun all the time?
No, so myself, when I went to school, I done correspondence, which was pretty hard because mum was my teacher, and as you can imagine, I got a lot of slaps over the wrists and stuff for playing up, not doing my work. But our children at the moment, we've got a proper travelling show school. It's called the Travelling Show School for Show Children. We've got 2 semi-trailer classrooms follow us around all over Australia, and our kids have got proper teachers and proper classrooms, and they do everything, and they're joined up with the Dubbo Distant Ed. So so the kids are just doing everything with their mobile school now, and it sort of gets them up to teenage years, and either then they can someone in the family has to obviously stay home, like Nan or Pop, or my children went to boarding school at Assumption College.
Now, your industry, I would say, has been one of the hardest hit with this pandemic. And I wonder if you might just take a moment to talk us through how the carnival operating movement is feeling at the moment, what sort of information they've had with regard to their industry, and if you've had any support at all.
So naturally we were probably one of the first to lock down because of the social distancing rules and gatherings. We'll be one of the last to open up, that's for sure. We have had some support, not the greatest in the world, but, everyone wants more than what they're always getting. But we're all in a tight situation. Like, I haven't earned any money since the lockdown started, so it's nearly going on 6.5, 7 months now. very hard financially because we've got payments on properties and big amusement rides like the big Ferris wheel we just purchased that cost us $3.5 million and it hasn't earned a dollar yet. And, it's very tough on all families. It's tough financially. It's very tough, I think, mentally for a lot of them because we're not used to being locked up like this and stuck in properties. We're all over the country. Every week we're in a new town or, we're meeting lots of people. I know people all over Australia and it's just very hard. People are ringing you, I wish you were here at the show this week. We'd be going fishing or we'd be doing this or, and having a barbecue. And it's just very hard on everyone. But we're not the only industry, of course. There's lots of others having the same problem.
Well, we hope that you get some news soon about some events for 2021. We can't wait to see you at the Royal Melbourne Show next year and get a ride on that fantastic new Ferris wheel fresh out of Holland. I can't believe the price of those things. But looking forward to seeing you there. I wonder if I could ask you finally, Chipper, what are you missing the most about the Royal Melbourne Show?
Oh, well, One is putting a smile on the faces. Two is I'm missing on earning some money to pay the bills. And the third thing I like about the Royal Melbourne Show is the woodshop.
Oh, isn't it fantastic? We're actually going to speak to a woodshop representative here on the program celebrating the show online. Look, Chipper, we want to thank you and your family for 100 years of providing smiles and carnival rides and amusements to the Royal Melbourne Show. And thanks so much for joining us here today on Celebrating the Show Online.
Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future at the Royal Melbourne Show as well.